morning. It's the first Friday of the month and you're welcome to Joy News Interactive. If your devices are charged and ready, let's get started. Send in your messages on 0560-800,000 on WhatsApp. And on Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/Joy News on TV. And on Twitter, we're at JN Interactive GH. So everybody, let's go. You know what they say, only a mother can tell, but perhaps not in this case. When a mother turns to science, then you won't be wrong to say that she's really been around the block and sampled all the goodies. Now there's a story of a young woman who's taking 3 of her former lovers for a DNA test to determine who the father of her child is. Thinking about the story, actually I'm speechless. But what are your thoughts?
I think she's right in doing that, because when you look at every woman has periods. The periods as to safe period, unsafe period, and anything can happen. Maybe as at the time that she had the intercourse with the first guy, maybe she was in her safe period that she didn't know, and it could be that she could be even on a safe period, but might think that she's on a safe period. And the second guy too, it happens same. So when you have sexual intercourse, let's say unprotected sexual intercourse with 3 guys, and in a month you get pregnant, you start contemplating on whose sperms that work. Because
every woman knows the father of a child. It's true. But the girl, she was having 3 boyfriends, and then having given birth, she doesn't know the father of a child. Going to have a DNA test to find the father of the child, I think it's right. And then the saying, to me, I don't think that saying is that right, like 100% right, because if you're a woman and if you are stick to one man, yeah, that way you know the father of your child. But if there are 3, I can't get 3 guys or more than 2 or more than 1, it's very difficult for you to identify the father of your child.
The first question I asked myself, what is this woman actually looking for in life? Like, why would you want to sleep with 3 different men at the same time? Okay, but I can't judge anyone. So she's right by taking them for a DNA test just to verify who actually their father is, because the child can be a bastard, definitely. So she has to go ahead and find out who the father of the child is.
Yeah. I think every lady should know the father of his child. So it's really strange if she doesn't know. So if she doesn't know and she thinks that taking the 3 boyfriends to DNA and that will give her the result that she wants, I think it's okay.
it's true that every woman knows the father of her child. That is to say that when you had everything, when you had whatever you had to do with other people, you definitely know after this period that it was this man you slept with, it was this one. So you definitely know the father of her child. So if she's saying she's taking her 3 boyfriends for a DNA test, then I think she's not serious.
So you're still watching the Funky Friday edition of Joy News Interactive, and we're asking this morning, who is the daddy? A young woman taking 3 of her former lovers for a DNA test to find out who the true father of her child is. Let's see what you're saying on Facebook about this issue. Prince Nuruddin is writing, this is what happens when there's a lack of trust and mutual understanding. And he says he used to watch this DNA test program to determine the father of the child. Silence is writing, all she has to do is see prophet, you know, with your asterisks in the middle there, asking, I know who you're talking about, and he'll just look at all 3 and know who the father is. Abdul writing, this is madness. How can you not know the father of your child? Are you a town helper? Ransford laughing in capital letters. Hey, Joy News Interactive. Yes, because someone did it harder than the other, but you know they all did it, so she'll be confused as to which one really gave her the child. You're still watching Joy News Interactive. You can keep on sending us your messages via Facebook and on WhatsApp. A couple of messages here. Maybe she's among those who can't keep records of herself, from Ibrahim writing, all the way from Kumasi. And Foster from Georgia writes, only prostitutes will send their child for a DNA test. Not 100% sure about that. A lot of people test just to find out who really is the father. You never know, could be some issues with paternity and maternity. But you can keep on sending us your views right here, right now, and I'll definitely read them out. On to another issue, and this one still on women, but slightly also towards the men as well. So let's just listen. You know that saying about women checking out a man's shoes when she's considering him as a potential partner? Well, there's a new report from the Huffington Post that says CEOs of banks really kind of do the same thing, and they look at the potential employees' shoes before choosing. And what they noticed is that they are less likely to hire someone who wears brown shoes than black shoes. What do you think?
Well, sometimes you consider where you are going to and the dressing that you are going with, as in you wear black black trial, black suit, maybe white, black tie. I think you should go with a black shoe. You understand? You might not get them, but then some jobs do look at even the combination of your dressing. You see, if you're not able to do this, then how well can you manage the job? You understand? And even me, when you come to me and you tell me that I should register with your bank, I look at your dressing, your appearance. So if your appearance is not catchy and I look at your colors and stuff and it's not well, I don't think I can work with you guys, because your appearance tells how you work, and appearance to do counts.
I think if you're going for a job interview, you should know the industry with which you're going to, and then you should make sure that you dress accordingly. For me, if I'm going for a job interview, I make sure I do my research very well. This time around, we all have social media. We all have the internet, access to internet. So you should just follow up and see what's appropriate, so that you don't have a chance of losing the job.
I don't take interest in wearing brown shoes. I don't think it's right for them to do that, because as men or gentlemen, what I like wearing is black shoe. And me go for an interview not wearing brown shoe and you're not taking me. I don't know why they are doing that. But to me, I don't think it's not a right decision for them to take.
Most people don't even know that wearing a brown shoe to an interview or bank interview will disqualify you from getting a job. Maybe that at that point in time, that's when the person will get to know. So the person will learn from there. So I think the person should be given a way to be taught there, rather than not giving him the job if he qualifies.
But when you're wearing brown shoes, it makes you look simple and then sleek and then smart, as if you wear black shoes. But then I think because black is worn everywhere, and then black is usually seen, like people wearing black to other institutions and other places, that's why they normally choose black over brown. But nothing is wrong in wearing brown shoes to the bank.
So those are some of your views on the black shoes versus brown shoe debate. According to a study released from Huffington Post, banks or CEOs of banks are likely to choose people who wear black shoes over those who wear the brown shoes. A couple of your messages coming in on Facebook so far. Silence or writing, then I'm about to give out all my brown shoes and use only black shoes from now onwards, choosing the safe method. And Prince also writing, that's very interesting and so amazing. You're still watching Joy News Interactive. We're taking a brief break. We'll be right back. Still watching Joy News Interactive on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. Just a couple of your messages coming in about the woman who's taking 3 of her lovers for a DNA test to determine who exactly is the father of her baby, and on the study of banks and who they choose to work there, and they tend to take particular notice of people who wear black shoes over those who wear brown shoes. So wait, here's one coming in from Fred in Accra. Wearing a brown shoe depends on the attire you put on, the belt you wear, the tie, and the watch they use. And Wesley from Hohoi, the fact is that people want to see your neatness. So when you wear a brown shoe and it's dirty and it's not shown, but when you wear a black shoe and it's dirty, then it is shown. And then Foida says, no, not at my bank. We consider competence and not shoe color. Andy, poking the pen back, says the same also applies to journalists. But Prince Kobe writes, wow, this lady is not serious. Just that she is not serious at all. And Odame also writes, this woman, Pa, what at all is she looking for? Is she not rather ashamed? Either ashamed or trying to play it really, really safe. But you can keep on sending your messages 0560-800,000 on WhatsApp, and on Facebook just look for us, Joy News on TV. And now for some rather sad news. You know, it's been a couple of months since the passing of the late Danny Nettey, so it's been a very difficult couple of months for his family and those of us here at the Multimedia Group, and also all his fans, those he has mentored, those he has supported over the years. And tomorrow, we are finally laying him to rest. Now, my colleague Echo Sam was at the family house earlier today and spoke to two relatives of Danny's.
You're somebody who had a lot of passion to hold on to God. And I believe that with all that has been said, you're somebody who really took the family at heart, because he was always willing to help somebody, to work in a manner to please others. You know, he knew where he belonged to, so he knew what the calling was for.
Danny's father is my cousin. I happened to know Danny when he was very young. I myself a choir master. So when he started singing, I was fond of him. But because we're not living at the same place, I hardly see him. But I saw him fully when my boy was going to wed his wife. In fact, he took a principal part of the whole show, and he sang very beautifully. And I told him he should come and sing for me. He told me he would be meeting me, and that was the end. We musicians, what we know is when you finish your work, you'll be called home.
So those were two of the late Danny Nettey's uncles sharing some memories that they had of the late minister. We also went out on the streets of Accra to get some tributes from you as well.
I've heard countless music from him, but then I love it when it's being played at dawn. For me, I'm not really a fan of gospel music because of how our gospel now goes. There's here somebody, Bomatamfo, whatever. Once you're supposed to be singing this gospel music that will make God feel that you're praising him and that he has to listen to what you are saying. So with him, I think he's cool with his appearance, the way he sings, how calm he is, with his nice voice. Sometimes you listen and you go in the spirit and you feel that, yeah, God's, you feel his presence.
He's kind of a spiritual leader, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. Only God knows what's right, and we pray that we get someone who will step in the shoes and do more than what he did.
I just hope that he's in heaven and out there waiting for us to come and join him. I don't really know much about him, but I think he's the one that speaks on Joy FM on Sundays. He has some soothing voice and speaks to us about God's word. Yeah, he's a nice person. I don't really know him in person, but I just like him.
I love his music, and I really admire him. And so he was a role model for some of us. So unfortunately, his demise, and we wish him so should rest in peace.
May he so rest in perfect peace, and we still remember him and his songs and play the songs every day and every night. I just want to say may his soul rest in peace, and then he will forever remain in our hearts. So then I'm his fan. I used to love his music a lot, so may his soul rest in peace.
So rest in perfect peace. I think tomorrow I'll go and give him a flower. I love her song.
Some tributes coming in there for the late Danny Nettey, and a few more coming in on WhatsApp. Wesley writing, "Our Father, my mentor, my minister, and everything, may you rest in the bosom of the Almighty." And then another one here from Willis writing, "Oh, Danny Nettey, may your soul rest in perfect peace." And Brokasi from who is writing, "My condolences." Let's see what you've also been writing on Facebook. Your tributes to the late Danny Nettey, minister, gospel musician, mentor, friend. Heart Will Amuse says, "May his soul find a resting place in the Lord. He was indeed a great man. So sad he had to leave us so early, but God knows best." Kojo writes, "What a loss to our dear nation, a refined gospel musician that brings down the spine of his audience, feelings of adoration to their maker. Rest in peace, Danny Nettey. My thoughts are with the family." Jomo, "God is calling for his humble ones for greater assignment in heaven. You are not dead, but just a trip to your maker, and surely we will meet." Boressa writes, "May his soul rest in the bosom of the Lord. Until we meet again, farewell." Paul Baba writing, "May he find rest in the Lord." David, "May God lead you into his kingdom, Danny." Festus writing, "Good people die so early. May your gentle soul find absolute rest in the bosom of the Maker." More tributes coming in. Dorothy writing, "Rest in peace, Minister Danny Nettey. Fare thee well." Madra writing, "Rest in peace, sir." Prince Nuruddin, "All souls shall taste death." Mike said, "I had a dream and saw him in heaven already. Rest in peace." Zaki Icon, "Rest in peace. We celebrate a life that impacted others." Herty, "Rest in peace. God be with you." Michael Nkrumah, "May God Almighty give him a place at his side." Nana Kwejo writing, "May his soul rest in perfect peace." And more rest in peace from Mark Sefapoku. Samuel Oseiba writing, "May his soul rest in peace." Joseph Achia, "May his soul rest in peace." Dance Clement writing, "Rest in peace" as well. And a couple more of your messages coming in on WhatsApp. Tributes to Danny Nettey. Issues on the woman who's taking her 3 lovers for a DNA test, and the black shoe versus brown shoe debate. Shelter starts, "I think as a person, combinations matter a lot. When in black suit, it's better to be in black shoes because it matches. But if it's brown, your brown belt is not seen, thus it's not too smart, except if you have a big stomach where your suit is always open." Okay. Solomon in Hohoi writing, "Rest in peace, Danny Nettey." And another one here on the lady saying, "Like, seriously, what kind of lesson does this woman want her child to learn from her? Really, it's a shame." Thanks so much for your company and your time this week on Joy News Interactive. We'll be back this evening during Prime, and then a following week next week, Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you then.